Hello there, boys and girls. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which case I might happen to find you in. I am, of course, SidAlpha, and I'm coming to you today with a video game that just recently came out on Steam. And it's one that I found completely by accident, but I decided that I was going to give it a go anyways, and I was somewhat surprised by what I found. This is, of course, Leap of Fate, which was released by Clever Plays on March 30th, so just 4 days ago at the time I'm recording this. And I've taken a good long look at this game. I've played it for multiple hours, and it's been interesting so far, and one of those things where I'm actually happy to be able to present this game to you guys, mostly because I know a lot of times that recently I've brought a lot of video games that I've really hated on to the channel. And it's because I do set, a certain level of standards and expectations based on the dollar value that the game is being sold for. And this is one of those times where I'm happy to bring you guys something to which you might actually be interested in taking a look at. But before I go and spoil too much, let's take a quick look at the options menu for Leap of Fate. So here we are at the options menu. We have the controls here, which is WASD for your standard movement and your attack controls, glyph or shadow walk, and your basic attack is obviously not rebindable, however everything else is, which is a bit of a surprise. They've got a controller option here which is grayed out, which is odd because I do have my controller plugged in. It could be that they're planning on introducing functionality for a controller down the line, but it's not there yet. In addition, we have the video options. We have resolution options, 640 up to 1080. We have video quality, low, medium, high, or custom. Post effects, none, medium, or high. We have full screen, fog, shadows, anti-aliasing. No idea what form of anti-aliasing this is, though. And VSync. And if we uncheck VSync, we do have frame rate limits all the way up to unlimited. And I have tested with VSync turned on or off, and the game definitely does go above 60 frames per second if you uncheck the VSync. However, that's down to a personal preference as far as that goes. In addition to that, we have the music and sound sliders here, but not too much beyond that. We do have multiple languages, which is a good thing. Very basic, bare bones options menu overall, and is something that I was actually hoping for a little bit more, but it's serviceable and functional enough, I guess. So this is Leap of Fate. Now, Leap of Fate is a top-down hack-and-slash style roguelite game with some fairly interesting game mechanics. Now, in this game, you set your chosen character through a series of challenges as laid out to you via a tarot deck style series of cards. And in this game, you work on completing specific challenges and overall powering up your character in order to progress through their own story arc. To this end, your characters have access to a good range of basic and special attacks that can be combined in a good variety of effective combinations. Leap of Fate uses a fairly intuitive and basic control scheme to understand. WASD for movement, and mouse to aim and fire, along with left mouse button for basic attack, right mouse button for your special attack, and spacebar for your move power. You do have a fairly extensive upgrade system based on movement, attack, and passive abilities that offer very real and helpful improvements to your character as you progress through the game. In addition to that, you do pick up some useful power-ups through each series of levels as you progress and explore. Now, in the game, you start off with Aeon, who is a shadow mage who is attempting to escape the secret society to which he was recruited. And through the course of the game, you also unlock Big Mo, the cyborg technomancer, Mukai, the spirit channeler, and Razumov, the rogue occultist. Now, each character comes with their own sets of skills and abilities, voice-acted story arcs, and some well-done still image artistry to help portray the characters and what they're going through. And in addition to that, the textures and art style of the enemy characters were very well done here, leaving me really nothing to complain about, except I think the guys with the giant eyeballs for heads were slightly overused, but that's more out of a need for a large amount of diversity in these games, to which we actually do get a good variety of enemy types, and each of those do have their own methods of movement, appearance, and attack styles, giving the game the depth and variety that it sorely needs, as levels themselves tend to start to feel slightly repetitive and a touch grindy after a bit. Now, in regards to the overall graphic scheme, the detail level is very well done, offering clear and smooth textures for basically all of the menu screens and the character sprites themselves. Now, I do have a tendency to keep VSync turned on myself, and the game does run at a very steady 60 FPS at that, and it is also capable of going much higher if VSync is disabled, and it is able to handle those frame rates without noticeable drops. Now, through the course of the game, I noted no real crashes, frame rate dips, or noticeable bugs. This was, to be frank, very surprising to me, and I found myself actively seeking some form of break in the game, and I was pleased to really not find any. Overall, my experiences showed the game to be exceptionally stable and well coded by the developers, and they really should be commended in the care and effort they've put into this game so far. They did an excellent job and really should be praised for their efforts. And as for the story, guys, well, as I've already said, the story arc is delivered to you for each character through voice-acted self-narration coupled with still imagery, and it is quite well done here. There were a few moments where the voice acting felt slightly flat, but overall I found the story to be compelling. It was a bit basic in general, but overall it was a very serviceable storyline and one that was interesting in its own right. So to wrap up, guys, this is overall, for the type of game that it is, exceptionally well done here. Good graphics, stable gameplay, good variety of enemy types, good power-up and upgrade options. It really offers a level of depth and complexity that you typically don't see with these type of games, and it's been a very refreshing look at this style for me, and I found myself having a great time playing it, and I will actually be continuing to play it after I'm finished here talking to you guys. So it is a good game, and one that I would definitely recommend, that if you are a fan of this genre, of these roguelite top-down hack and slash type games, then this is very much one that will definitely fall in your wheelhouse, and you should pick it up. Definitely. This is one of those few times where I say, if you like this type of game, you're going to love it here. So with that being said, guys, this has been Leap of Fate. It is available on Steam, developed by Clever Plays. It's available right now for $13.59. It's still discounted for the time being. That offer ends on April 6th, and its regular price is $15.99, and in my opinion, well worth the asking price. So we've got a good game here. That's thankfully something that doesn't happen on my channel very often, it seems like. And it made me feel so good to play a game with some real decent thought and effort put behind it. These guys obviously cared about what they were doing. They put a lot of themselves into this game, and it really shows here. So do go check it out. Leap of Fate. Alright, guys, once again, I am the one, the only, the always, SidAlpha, and I will see you next time. Hi there, boys and girls. Thanks for checking my video out. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even that subscribe button. Trust me, it works really good. Don't forget to share with your friends, and if you're interested in following me on Twitter and Facebook, the links for that are in the description down below. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in helping to support the growth of my channel, and the link for that is down below as well. And once again, thanks for watching and supporting my channel, guys. I really appreciate it.